On today's episode, featured videos from.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to episode 9 of the Supplemental Broadcast. I'm your host, Jess, aka Epitome the Burn Kid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, hashtag YouTube Recommended Chronicles on both X and Tumblr, because they threw me off of Facebook because I told the truth about everything, to the best of my ability, for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. On to today's featured selections. So first in, we have a video from Above and Beyond Duality titled The 3D Earth is Available Now with Archangel Michael 2023. So Archangel Michael imparts tools and knowledge for the fifth dimension in this video from Above and Beyond Duality, soothing music, spiritual growth, inspirational visuals, and a very peaceful vibe are all staples in these short video transmissions. For more Ascension devotionals, head over to their channel and give them a look-see. Next up on our list, we have another lovely entry by the amazing Richard Vobes with his video titled, This Is What I Have Discovered. Mr. Vobes gives us a very comprehensive rundown of all the things he has learned over his year of documenting his awakening. I can relate to so many of the things he reminisces about on his list of discoveries from his experiences and research he has come across. Another insightful, mindful bit of discourse to counter the mainline deception that is breaking down civilization as we observe the matrix crumbling from our parallel piece. Good job, Mr. Vobes. Third up, we have Andy the Gabby Cabby. This proves what a scam it is. Andy keeps us up to date on many of the globalist challenges facing the UK and many of the rest of us. He breaks down what a scam the ULEZ scheme is, which stands for Ultra Low Emission Zone, if you weren't aware. The scheme is in London for this video entry. Andy lets us know the latest with tips from his viewers, live streams, and daily posts. Be sure to give his channel a visit if you're of like mind. Absolutely. Great follow. He's a cool guy. Fifth on our list, we have Chloe Cole, Detransition, School Indoctrination, Bullying is the title of this video. So this is the story of a social transition that started at 12 for Chloe, rooted in school indoctrination and bullying. This interview is very revealing. Interviews like this are what young people, parents, and teachers all need to see to balance the perspectives mandated in many DEI policies with the real-world repercussions of children being disfigured and traumatized for life. After the growing pains my generation and those before me work through our coming-of-age trials without all the indoctrination and coercion that has become a social contagion fueled online rampantly and, coming of age, like, puberty, like we used to do back in the 20th century. Children are being intervened on now in ways that are just unimaginable. So if you want to know more about how these stories unfold, listen to this firsthand account on how these thoughts formed about even desiring to transition to begin with, and then the results that later ensued, and what had to be endured, as a result of detransition after transition in a developing body. Such a very, very, very important topic. Oh yeah, that was fourth up. You see, I make mistakes too. And, I'm a one taker, so let's keep it going. So now fifth up comes in from Valuetainment. What's the WEF? Bill Maher claims to be unaware of Klaus Schwab. You'll remember this from a couple episodes back. So yeah, the guys at Valuetainment discussed that episode of Club Random with Bill Maher and Roseanne Barr that I shared with you guys a few episodes ago. And just like many of us, they too remark on Bill Maher claiming to be unaware of the WEF and many other well-known truths, i.e. conspiracies, i.e. conspiratorial facts. I feel like there is much more of this story to unfold in the coming weeks and months. And if you go look at my memes in the archives, especially on X, look at the pictures, look closely. there's stuff that we don't know. So keep your eyes on Bill, and let's do our best and try to help wake him up. I think he's involved with some pretty bad dudes, if you ask me. And finally, our last video is a bit of a humdinger. This comes in from Whatever Clips, and the video is titled "She Thinks Women Are Oppressed, but Struggle to Explain How." So Whatever Clips is newer in the recommendations from Magic 8 Ball, my friendly algorithm. And while I would have called these videos exploitative clickbait a few decades ago, I've seen enough evidence from many different sources that this behavior and lack of knowledge or critical thinking skills, whatever you want to call it, are more of a norm in young adults than they are an anomaly. To get a handle on where these women in their early 20s glean their beliefs from, this is pretty revealing footage. We're watching everything come straight from the horse's mouth on this occasion. I personally don't know how any of these guests graduated middle school, but I blame No Child Left Behind for the destruction of our already pathetic indoctrination centers, commonly known as K through 12. When everyone gets a diploma, the diploma becomes worthless. When more people get degrees, they become worth substantially less. If it is hard to understand how you educate a society into slavery after all we have witnessed, just remember that enforcing education always had a goal to erase the intrinsic value of every individual who is not verified and vetted by the educator and or institution, by default placing us into slavery. So, that's it for our videos today. It's now time for my auspicious op-ed. Who we think we are, who we think we should be, and whom others demand we are to be, are dynamics that are crucial for all to assess and form the required boundaries and maintain a healthy state and sense of self in the face of all phenomena we encounter. Boundaries have been lacking very noticeably since the start of the 21st century, most notably after the erosion of so many of our civil liberties after many infamous events that had escalated since the late 20th century. Who we are, what we need, and our basic general nature was suddenly up for debate if anyone could argue that our oppression and dehumanization is in the name of safety or security. Where were our boundaries? As individuals, families, communities, and cultures, where on earth did our boundaries go? Well, if we want to be really honest, our boundaries were never respected by the powers that be, or they wouldn't have nudged, nagged, pushed, penalized, stigmatized, banished, and destroyed so many fundamental needs for the ordinary person to lead a healthy and fruitful life. Even so, was it really so much cushier in past decades that we accepted a far lower quality of life for money that doesn't go as far, especially when you account for the loss of freedom in how you choose to use your money or your time? They actually thought that if they could compel or encourage fierce competition for the right to afford to live, that they were not enslaving us, and that we not only consented to our condition, but we somehow volunteered. And it is our alleged will to identify as our respective vocations or occupations. Like being born is signing a contract to some form or variation of lifelong indentured servitude with like caste restrictions. Last time I checked, this leaves us in the same place Moses was way back in the day, but worse. We have reached a point where all constitutions, laws, decrees, mandates, and any other regulatory function should be deemed totalitarian inherently. De facto fascism in full effect. It is time for us to become the societies we want to see, rebuild and restore our rich cultures, heal ourselves and our habitats, and live a responsible, free, and peaceful life. It is time for priorities to be put in order, our spiritual needs to be respected, and for us to revere each other like the divine beings I know we are. Because we all have that God spark, or we wouldn't even be here. And you most certainly wouldn't be on my channel, I don't think. We are clearly the majority. We clearly have the greater good in mind. We are the citizenry. The powers that be don't even have a society that functions, let alone one that you could even be a member of without us. We run the thing, literally. Without us, they literally have nothing. Yet they see all life as chattel and natural resources, seemingly exclusive to their gain and not ours. Let's keep putting the elites on notice. We all have platforms, and it's an information war they want. I say we see their supposed information, then raise them some opinions, and then drop some prophecy in their faces. We are miracles. Without us, their magical dream world goes poof, and they will just turn on each other, continuing the psychopathic carnage. They say miracles are myths, but we are the miracles that made their dreams come true. Take your power back. The new world needs your gifts, everybody. That's today's show. Musical selection a day, Quantum Spin, Epitome the Burn Kid, SoundCloud link in the description. Links also in the description for Twitter, Tumblr to see the full archival fun. Follow me on either. And also to pop on over and hear the official soundtrack of the Chronicles, go on over to my SoundCloud. Thanks so much for joining me. Epitome signing off. Be good, everyone, and stay safe.